Now OG3 has made a post responding to everything going on, say, now why would I have all this go on during my birthday party? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to sit down and have a great time. I don't know what happened. I was trying to de-escalate everything. Well, the cop that was there said that you wasn't. The cop that was there said y'all started jumping that man.
OG3 is my guy. I like him. Yeah, I don't believe anything that this guy's saying about him. He should keep his issues. Well, I can't pick who they keep his issues with, but he should keep it with Jay Prince Jr. That's who his op is, right?
I was there. So Ben is fine. Ben is fine. He's in good spirit. Of course, he never stopped talking. He never stopped talking. But Ben is good. You know, I just will tell y'all, literally, just take care of yourself. Always pray. Always thank God. Always.
My brother left me out there. 5 words, just 5. And when I actually heard that, it hit different. When those words came out describing what OG3 did to Ben 10, I had to pause and really sit with it. This isn't some small disagreement or a mix-up, not even close. We're talking about a man who looked at his own brother, the same one he called family, the same one he said he would stand behind, and straight up turned his back while that man was fighting for his life. Then came back on camera acting casual, saying Ben is fine, while Ben is fighting for his life in the hospital. That doesn't sit right at all. I'm about to show the clip, break down the response, and by the end of this, it's going to be clear what kind of person OG3 really is. You need to hear this for real, no skipping past it. But before all that, we gotta rewind and really lock in on how things even got here, because the backstory matters heavy. If you think this is just 2 guys who fell out, you're already missing the bigger picture. OG3 and Ben 10 weren't just randoms or people who crossed paths. They weren't just cool or calling each other bro for show. These were real brothers. No act, no fake energy, nothing staged. This was the kind of bond where you know everything about each other. No secrets, no guessing. They went through the lowest moments side by side, and if anyone came at one of them, both of them stepped up. No hesitation. That was the understanding. No paperwork, no contracts, just real loyalty built through actions and time. And for a long stretch, that's exactly how it played out. OG3 and Ben moved like one unit, no separation. When life was smooth, they enjoyed it together, and when things got messy, they faced it together too. Everybody around them saw it clearly, no confusion, no doubt. From the outside looking in, that bond looked solid, like nothing could break it. But here's the truth about bonds that look unbreakable. The real test doesn't show up when everything is easy. It doesn't show up when there's no pressure, no risk, no sacrifice on the line. The real test hits when everything is on the edge, when standing 10 toes actually costs you something. And that moment came, and OG3 didn't stand on it. That's where everything changed. Now, to really understand why this situation hit so hard, you have to look at what Ben was stepping into, because none of this was random. This wasn't him just ending up in the wrong place at the wrong time. This situation had been building pressure for a while, layer by layer, and OG3 knew all of it. That's the detail people keep skipping over, and it matters more than anything. That's the part that makes this whole situation hit way harder than it already does. OG3 wasn't clueless, he wasn't surprised, and he definitely wasn't walking in blind. He knew exactly what kind of situation it was, who was involved, and what the energy felt like. He stepped into that space with Ben on purpose, and then made another choice to step out.
He a leader, he the brand. Hey, if the security say it's not safe for you, you gotta move like they want you to move, man. Because what's the point of hiring people to protect you and you're not listening to them? OG33 cooperating with the security and leaving as they wish them to. I can see it. You know why? Because at the time, Ben 10 and the members, they was kicking All-Star JR.
2 choices, both intentional, no excuses. And this is where people need to really understand how this works, because the dynamics matter heavy. When you show up somewhere with someone, that alone says a lot. Your presence speaks before you even open your mouth. You're basically saying, this person is with me and I'm with them, loud and clear. Everybody in that space reads that signal instantly. So the second OG3 walked in with Ben, he was standing beside him in every sense. That comes with responsibility. whether you say it or not. But then everything shifted. The tension went up, the situation got real, and it became obvious Ben was about to be in serious danger. And right at that moment, OG3 pulled back. No warning, no heads up, no signal to Ben so he could adjust or move different. He just dipped, just like that. And Ben, thinking he still had backup, thinking his brother was right there holding it down, suddenly found himself alone at the worst possible time. That's not confusion, that's not bad timing, that's a straight betrayal. And there's a big difference between a mistake and a betrayal, no matter how you try to spin it. And honestly, that's not even the full weight of it, because leaving someone behind is one thing, but this goes deeper than that.
I don't understand why you and Jay Prince are coming out with these statements and acting like y'all wasn't with the BS because one, it didn't go y'all way. But two, in the video, y'all standing around. Junior just walking back and forth, not saying, yo, chill, that's my girl's baby daddy, chill out. It's not like Ben started this whole thing. Why y'all trying to make it seem like Ben just started with him?
What happened after that? That's a whole different level. This is where everything really starts to look wild. The abandonment already happened, and now Ben is left out there alone, dealing with consequences he was never supposed to face by himself. And even at that point, there was still a way for OG3 to handle this with some level of respect. He could have checked on Ben right away, made sure he was good before anything else mattered. He could have taken accountability behind closed doors before anything even touched the public. But none of that happened, not even close. Instead, the clip drops, and when it hit hard. The footage started moving fast, spreading everywhere, and not for no reason. See, rumors don't move like that, gossip doesn't stick like that. That kind of talk burns quick and disappears just as fast because it's light, it has no real weight behind it. But this right here, this had weight you could feel through the screen. Somebody who was actually there, somebody who saw everything firsthand, breaking it all down clear as day.
And talk about how they just beat up All-Star JR. You gotta think about it. When he was in there, they was up. It's like 8, 9, 10 of them beating up one person. So why would anywhere in his mind he feel like it's danger with his guys? How is he running and they the one jumping on somebody? Like, let's be for real. How can you run and leave somebody when y'all the one is outnumbering the ops?
OG3 was there. OG3 saw the danger, and OG3 still made the choice to walk away. Go ahead, play the clip. Let it run. Let it breathe. Don't even react right away. Sit with it for a second. Really take it in the same way it hit me, because that one detail right there stands out the most. He knew. That's the part that changes everything. He knew what was happening. That's the line between a mistake and a betrayal, and that line matters a lot. A mistake is when you don't see it coming. When everything moves too fast, you freeze up, and it's over before you can react. That happens sometimes, and that's human. But this wasn't that. Seeing the pressure build, knowing your brother is about to take the full hit from something he was never meant to carry alone, and still choosing to walk away, that's a decision. That's selfish, cold, and it says a lot about who OG3 really is when the cameras are off and nobody is there to protect his image. And it gets even uglier after that. By this point, OG3 knows the clip is out. He knows people have seen it, and he knows his name is tied to one of the weakest moments anybody around them has been linked to. So what does he do? He responds, and that's when people really started putting the pieces together.
So I'm pretty sure security grabbing him saying, hey, man, let's get out of here. There's nowhere in his mind of him thinking that something was going to happen to his guys, because it was only one person in there that was a threat. And his crew had that one person outnumbered until that gun came from wherever it came from. So in my opinion, no, OG33 did not run and leave Ben 10. He did not run at all. He was right there in the mix until security escorted him out.
Once OG3's response dropped, the internet didn't just watch it and move on. People went through it line by line, word by word, really checking the tone and the wording. And what stood out wasn't somebody honestly clearing things up. It looked more like somebody trying hard to sound innocent instead of actually being innocent. That's a big difference. And a lot of people missed it at first because they heard the response and thought, okay, maybe he's explaining himself. Let's hear what he has to say. First thing OG3 does is try to add context. He says there's more to the story than what people saw in the clip, like something happened before that moment that explains why he made that move. Now, to be fair, context does matter. There are times where a clip doesn't show everything, and yeah, sometimes the full story can change how things look. That part is real. But here's the problem. If there was real, solid context that actually justified him leaving, something that would make people step back and say, okay, now I get it. That would have been the first thing he made clear. Not later, not after people already started talking, not after opinions were formed. Immediately, because that's how people move when they're truly innocent.
I don't believe the NBA team really with Jay Prince and them like that. So they're insinuating Junior sent Ben 10 on a mission. I don't believe Ben 10 will allow himself to be. I don't think NBA young boy is going for any of his team being sent on a mission by anybody tied to that team.
But I mean, I feel like young boy doesn't have complete control over his homies. He might have some control,
it
but
ain't no control. It's about what they doing.
If you've got proof, if you've got something that clears your name, you don't sit on it. You don't wait around while your name gets dragged. You speak up right away, because every moment you stay quiet just makes everything look worse. OG3 stayed quiet for days, and when he finally spoke, the context he gave was weak. It was vague, hard to prove, and didn't actually answer the one question everybody kept asking. Why did you leave Ben alone? That excuse just doesn't land. Now let's move to layer 2, the deflection. And this part right here, this is where things really got wild. I had to pause and really take that in because the level of boldness was crazy. Instead of focusing on what happened, OG3 switches it up and starts talking about Ben. Not in a concerned way, not like he's worried about him, but bringing up things Ben supposedly did in the past. Old situations, old tension, stuff from weeks or even months back. And none of that has anything to do with what people saw in that clip. This right here is classic. When someone can't defend what they did, they try to shift the focus onto the other person. Throw in old issues, mix in past problems, and suddenly the real question starts getting blurry.
The cop already said that y'all started with the man. He was fighting 2 people, he started getting jumped, he got a weapon, boom. I don't understand why y'all keep trying to make it seem like y'all was not involved. I know what de-escalating looked like. Your hands was not on nobody but JR. Why are y'all sitting back acting like y'all was not involved?
But people weren't falling for it, because even after all that extra talk, nobody was stuck on those old situations. Everyone was still locked in on the same thing, that clip. They kept asking the same thing over and over. Why did you leave Ben alone? Deflection only works when people get distracted, and nobody watching this was losing focus. Now layer 3. Ben is fine. And this right here? This is the moment that really hit different. Not regular internet drama, not the usual back and forth people scroll past every day. Because yeah, online drama gets messy, people exaggerate, stories get twisted. That's normal. But when OG3 looked straight into the camera and said, Ben is fine, that didn't match reality at all. Ben is barely holding on. So now it comes down to 2 options, and neither one looks good. Either OG3 is completely out of touch with what's really going on, which means that brother title he keeps using doesn't hold real weight, or he knows exactly how bad it is and is choosing to downplay it to protect himself. Be real for a second. Which one sounds more believable? Because the internet already made its choice. OG3 barely got 6 hours. 6 hours before people already made up their minds. And it wasn't because people were biased or just riding for Ben no matter what. It came down to what was right in front of everyone. The clip was there, clear as day. The timeline added up. And Ben's condition? Anyone paying attention could see how serious it was. Now put that next to what OG3 brought to the table. Vague explanations, excuses nobody could verify, and that he's fine line that didn't match reality at all. Once people started comparing everything side by side, it got ugly fast. The clip versus the response. What OG3 said versus what people close to Ben were actually saying. That gap, it was too big to ignore. And what they shared, it made everything look even worse. Because the clip only showed one moment, one decision in one situation. But the voices that came out after started painting a bigger picture. Not just a one-time move, but a pattern. This wasn't the first time OG3 chose himself over the people he was supposed to stand for. This wasn't just one bad moment, one slip-up. This was a pattern. This is who he shows himself to be when things get real, when there's actual pressure and something on the line. And the real ones? They saw it clearly, no confusion. In this situation, they were not standing with OG3, not after that. Meanwhile, and this part is hard to even say, Ben's condition kept getting worse. While OG3 was online trying to clean things up and control the narrative, the person at the center of all this was still suffering. The one who needed real support, real people around him, not words, not image management. Someone who needed his circle to step up and stop worrying about how things look and start focusing on what he's actually going through. And instead, he's being let down again, publicly, in real time, with everybody watching it unfold. Now zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about them. This kind of situation happens all the time, in friendships, in families, in real-life circles. If you just treat it like entertainment, like something to scroll past, you miss what it's really showing. This is about confusing performative loyalty with real loyalty, because OG3 looked solid when it was easy. When there was no cost, no pressure, no risk. Being around Ben, calling him bro, showing up together when everything looked good, that was easy. That was beneficial for his image, for how people saw him. So of course he was front and center, loud with it, making sure everybody noticed. But real loyalty, the kind that actually means something, that's not about what you do when everything is smooth. It's about what you do when staying hurts, when there's a real cost attached. When your safety, your name, your comfort is all on the line, that's the real test. And OG3 didn't just fail that test, he didn't even stick around long enough to try. That's what makes it hit so different. Now he's out here trying to clean it up with a response that still doesn't answer the main question. On top of that, he's pushing this "Ben is fine" line. And that doesn't sit right with people at all. Because let's be clear about what that actually means in this situation. That's not concern, that's cover. If Ben is fine, then suddenly the abandonment doesn't seem that serious. If Ben is fine, then walking away didn't really cause damage. If Ben is fine, then OG3 can try to play this off like it was just a tough call in a stressful moment. But that's not what this looks like. What people are seeing is someone who left his brother to face something alone that he never should have had to face by himself. And now that same person is dealing with serious consequences that never should have landed all on him. So that Ben is fine line, that's not really about Ben's condition. It comes off like a defense, a way to protect himself. And the fact that this is where OG3's focus is at, while his so-called brother is in such a serious situation, that says everything. That right there tells you everything about where his priorities really are. This isn't a game, this isn't entertainment. Real people are involved, and Ben's situation is serious. When someone is truly going through it, and the person who's supposed to be closest to them is on camera downplaying it just to protect their image, that's when this stops being content and starts becoming something real. I'm not about to act like I have every answer or tell you exactly how this plays out next. But one thing is clear. The people around OG3, the ones who actually know what's going on with Ben, need to stop letting that "he's fine" narrative keep spreading. So let me say this straight, no sugarcoating. OG3 is wrong. Not a little wrong, not depending on how you look at it, just wrong. The clip speaks for itself, the timeline lines up, and his response didn't fix anything, it made it worse. And Ben's condition right now, clearly not fine by any honest standard, is tied to a chain of choices that started with OG3 putting himself first. That's where everything points when you really look at the full picture. That's where the evidence lands, no guessing, no reaching. But let me say this too, because this isn't just about piling on for no reason. There's still time for OG3 to move different and do something right, not to erase what happened. Because you can't undo that. You can't take back leaving someone in a moment like that. What's done is done, and Ben already knows the truth no matter what gets said online. But there is another path here, a version where OG3 stops performing, stops worrying about how things look, drops that Ben is fine narrative, and actually shows up for the person he keeps calling his brother. Not for the camera, not for content, not for some comeback story that gets attention, but for real. Checking on Ben for real. Understanding what he's actually going through. Taking accountability directly to the one person whose opinion actually matters in this situation. Ben himself. That's what real loyalty looks like. The real question is OG3 built like that? Because based on everything we've seen so far, people aren't convinced. The streets are watching, and real recognizes real. And right now, that recognition isn't there. So here's where everything stands. OG3 left Ben 10 out there. That's not a rumor, not speculation. That's documented. People were there, people saw it, and someone even stepped up and spoke on it clearly. Then OG3 came back with a response full of excuses, deflection, and that same Ben is fine line that just doesn't hold up. That Ben is fine statement? Anybody paying attention knows that's not true. Ben is dealing with real consequences from something he should have never had to face alone. And the person who should be stepping up the most is out here more focused on his image than his brother's actual situation. That's the reality of it. Everybody knows someone like that. A lot of people have dealt with that firsthand. And right now, OG3 is just another example of how that looks when the pressure hits. As for Ben, wherever he is and whatever he's dealing with, hopefully the real ones around him are stepping up the way they're supposed to. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. Having people who actually stay when it counts. If you made it this far, tap in, like, subscribe, share this, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you see it.